Hello, Ron here with the V-Copter Mini drone here from, I don't know who we want to say it's from, I think Zero Zero Robotics, which somehow is in business with Hover too. So anyhow, you probably thought you saw the last of this drone on my channel, a couple weeks back when I said I got got 11 here. Mine basically wouldn't do anything, especially it would not take off and fly. The motors wouldn't even turn. So I have countless amounts of emails back and forth with V-Copter Mini support team, and I've documented this before. They wanted me to do a million different procedures and make videos and whatever. And at this point, I just thought I had so many issues with the drone that I just didn't want the thing anymore. That I got at Lemon, that I didn't want to constantly working through problems with it. Anyhow, so I was kind of wrong on that. This ironic part is I just got a return. They finally caved to my my demands of a return, so they sent me a return slip just today. It was Friday, the August 29th, or say the 28th, in the AM hours. They sent me a return slip. So that same day, and I didn't see the slip until the mid-afternoon, so I didn't get the react to send it back yesterday. So last night, around 9 o'clock my time, I get a good call from my friend Mike Wright out there in around Austin, Texas, and he had the same drone, he had the same issues that I did almost exactly, and I won't go over all the issues because I said them in a different video. I'll link that video here, so if you already see me, I'll have to hear them all over again. So anyhow, he said he finally solved the problem, and I said, really? And he said about the motors not turning, not be able to take off. He said it was a calibration. He said there's 3 calibrations. There's a compass calibration, a gyro calibration, and a mid-servo calibration. And he said you're supposed to do them all 3 according to instructions, which I did. And you get a thing. A notification that the calibration was good, and I know that was working because it took me a couple times to calibrate the compass. It told me it wasn't good the first couple times. So, but the Mike said you need to do the mid servo, but you need to turn the motors up. Like, see how? Let's see if I can get them exactly on camera here. See how they're not exactly up. So you turn them up like that. This one's way down here. So you had to turn them up like that on the mid-servo calibration. And once I turned them up like that and did the mid-servo calibration, boom, I got my controller out of the sticks on here, did the down and in, and the motor spun. And that was issue number 1 solved. And now issue number 2 is when you push the left stick to take off, because there is no automatic takeoff button either on the controller or the app, like a lot of other drones. When I went to push up, nothing happened. That's because now I put a call into my good friend Johnny Jonefly, sort of the V-Copter Mini expert in the community here, V-Copter expert in general here, and he said they had the 2 different flying modes, mode 1 and mode 2, and most Americans fly in mode 2, which means that this stick over here, if you raise it, push it upwards, the drone takes off, or the drone comes down the other one, and this one's for everything else, going forwards, backwards, and so on. But anyhow, mode 1 has them reversed. This is the one where you raise up and lower over here. So Johnny said if you hold that function button down until you hear a beep in the drone, then you go back to the left stick here and go up and down a complete cycle, and then you hear another beep on the drone, and that means that it has switched from mode 1 to mode 2, the way most of us in the US fly. I think some video gamers fly mode 2 because that's the way some crash flew in drone games years ago. That's the story I've heard, but most of them fly mode 1. So that's how you switch it from mode 1 to mode 2. And I'm going to do a screen recording of how to get this mid-servo, in the app here, the V-Copter app here, and I'll insert that in here too. But I'm going to show you how to do the mid-servo calibration here. So we're doing a screen recording here. Of course, we're in the V-Copter app here. We want to go to the upper right-hand corner and hit the 3 dots. And we want to go down to sensor calibration. we want to go to servo mid position calibration, and even in the title it says mid position. Okay, so it says here, of course, servo mid position calibration. Number 1, place the aircraft horizontally, align propellers with the body. So let me see if I can show you that. I think I've showed you that already in video. Align the propellers with the body, and after successful calibration, the white indicator light at the tail will stop flashing. Okay, here. If I can film that at the same time as this, or I don't know. So I'm gonna put the the things up where, like it says here, align propellers with the body. Okay, I've aligned them with the body, and then we're going to hit the next, and it's going to show you that light in the back. The light's green to me and not white, but and then it says calibrate. Please place the aircraft horizontally on a horizontal plane as shown in the diagram, and adjust the blades plane to be parallel to the horizontal plane of the fuselage. So I've done all that, and we want to hit confirm now. And this is, again, getting these things positioned properly is the key to getting the propellers to spin here. So we're going to confirm. And the calibration was successful. And it is a white light did flash briefly in the back here. It was supposed to be green, but just for a couple flashes, a white light flashed to show me that the calibration was successful. But my sticking point here is, on the screen here it said calibration successful, even when it wasn't, when I did not align the the propellers up to the body like it said. So but I don't remember seeing the white light at that point. So I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so that's it. That's how you do the mid-servo calibration, which fixes the issue of your propellers not being able to spin when you're trying to start the drone. So now, I'm good. I'll just recap my issues real fast. So the first issue I had was you couldn't do anything until you created a user account, and it wouldn't take. And no matter what password I threw in there, it wouldn't take it or whatever. But finally, I found another way to go in through guest mode, and had a way in there to access, where you try to create a screen name and password, and I'll show that in the screen recording too here. And that one I had to try it a couple times, but eventually told me I needed an eight character password, so I created a simple one, put that in there. So I finally got a user account, user account password. So, and then I bought Copter Care with this drone here. So I wanted to register my Copter Care. They sent me an email with the Copter Care number. So just so I wouldn't be any typos or whatever, I copy and pasted that number from the email into the app, and no matter how many times I tried it, it said invalid Copter number. So I still haven't resolved that yet. And then my next issue was I couldn't get enough satellites to take off, and maybe I had a bad day. You know how sometimes you have the what do you call it, the sunspots or whatever. So that was an issue today. I had enough satellites to take off in my backyard. And again, I told you about the calibration, got the motor spinning. Before, this motor here would just kind of make a noise, and this motor would do like a half spin. That's all I could get out of it before. And of course, it would not lift off. So that's all fixed now. I haven't actually gone for the first real flight with it, outside of raising a couple inches off the ground and lowered it again in the backyard on the kind of sidewalk here. So I guess if you can call that a flight, a couple seconds flight up and down. But the drone, it seemed to fly well. Otherwise, seemed to have GPS lock, and yeah. So again, I will put more, it'd be more of this video. I don't know if I'll put it probably somewhere in this video at the end or the beginning or maybe the middle. I'll show the screen recording of how I did the mid-server calibration for the drone. But again, a lot of this is my fault for not following the instructions for the mid-server calibration, because it shows in there, how how to do it, vaguely. But in my defense, the first time I was doing it, I was outside in bright sunlight. It was hard to see the little details that they were giving you on the instructions for the calibration. So and what's not my fault at all is when I did my mid-server calibration, even though I did it wrong, it said it was good. So it shouldn't have said it was good. It should have said you didn't do it right, and then I would have looked harder at the screen and tried harder there. So that's a hit on them. They shouldn't say the calibration took when it did not, because they got the GPS calibration tells you it didn't take or whatever. So they need to work on that. If you're listening, V-Copter or V-Copter support, you gotta, on that mid-server calibration, if somebody didn't do it right, the app's gotta say it didn't do it right. So yeah, and so again, I'm excited to get my first flight in, and I should have put a little more effort into this. I was too willing to give up on it easily because it didn't work straight out of the box, which again, I know it's only $199 if you bought the cheapest package when it was on the Indiegogo, but you still expect something to actually drone to fly out of the box. But it is what it is here. So so I'm gonna when I get done here with this video here, I'm going to go over to my local ball field and see if I can get at least a short flight in with the V-Copter, and I'll report back on how that goes. So I'm glad I finally got some good news on this story here, and a lot of the issues were me, I guess, being lazy, not really working through things, but again, I do blame them because they shouldn't have told me the mid-server calibration was good when it wasn't, so yeah, there you go. So thanks for watching this video today, and be sure to subscribe if you're not already a member. Give me the thumbs up if you got anything in this video. Ring the bell if you want to see more V-Copter Mini videos or drone videos in general, or just tech videos in general. So I'm not going to say goodbye here. I'm going to link another related video to this up here. So go up there and click that, and I'll see you at that video.